Hi y'all, so I am doing my 2018 reading and channel goals. Before I get in, I do have 2 videos going up, or 3 videos going up in the next couple of days that I did film for Bookmas, but I didn't end up uploading them, and I know I didn't get out 24 videos, but at the end of the day, you know, life happens. So let's get into my goals. Let's start with reading. I am setting my reading goal to 100 books on Goodreads. Like last year, I am totally okay with lowering this midway through the year if I realize it's kind of unrealistic, but I feel like I can do it because it really calculates out to 2 books a week, and there's 2 full weeks in which I wouldn't have to read anything, so I feel like it's reasonable. I am starting a new career, and I will be moving in the first half of the year, so there are some life changes, but hopefully that won't affect any of the things that I want to do majorly. I want to participate in 6 readathons, and I want 2 of those readathons to be readathons that aren't hosted primarily on Booktube. So what I mean by this is they could be hosted by a blogger or a book Twitter person or somebody from Bookstagram, but I want to participate in readathons that are outside of Booktube, and I still want to participate ones in Booktube. I just kind of want more of a balance. I also want to do the Book Write It, Read Harder challenge, which is a challenge of 24 prompts, which the goal of that is to read more diverse and more subject matter than you would otherwise. This equates to about 2 a month for anybody who's considering doing it. I feel like it's a pretty realistic challenge. The next goal I have, I phrased it as to read closer, but what I mean by this is I want to remember what I read. Some of the books I read this year, I couldn't tell you too much of what happened. And I also want to kind of analyze more of the text and get as much out of it as I can. I don't necessarily mean literary wise, looking at all the metaphors and stuff like that, but I do want to delve into the themes and just really enjoy it more, because the books that I have enjoyed the most are the ones that I got to do this with. I also want to do at least 1 buddy read this year, and I want to read a book that is authored by a booktuber that's being published next year so I can support people within our community. And I also want to read a self-published book. So if you have read a self-published book or you're a self-published author, please leave me with information to books that you guys feel are good or I should check out that are self-published. I want to read or unhaul all the books that are currently on my shelf that are unread as of December 31st, 2017. I'm not acquiring any more books or buying any more books by the end of the year, and I do have 20 books on my physical TBR that are unread, and I'm going to give myself 5 saves, so I need to read 15 of these or unhaul them. Either one, I don't really care. And for my channel goals, again, I want to be more consistent. I didn't do this last year, so my official goal ideally would be 2 times a week, but at a minimum I want to do 1 time a week. And if for some reason, during that move or starting a job, I need to take a week off, I don't want to go more than a week without posting a video. I also want to figure out my style, and what I mean by this is my thumbnail style. If you go back and look at my channel, it's actually quite funny how unrelated my thumbnails look. You can definitely tell, what time of, the year or, what year it was by the thumbnails I was doing, because they just change so often. This is beneficial in a way because I can look back and see when I was actually active in posting. So to combat this, I either want to do a color of the month or a color per particular type of video for my own reference. When I'm looking at it at a glance, I can kind of evaluate my channel that way. But I want the overall feel of my thumbnails to kind of be the same, using the same fonts and just that kind of a thing, if that makes sense. I want to do 1 reading blog that is not related to a readathon, and if I end up liking it, I'll probably do more, but my goal is to do 1. I want to do video book reviews of the majority of the books I read for the first time. I'm not including rereads in this because I am a rereader. I love rereading, but unlike last year where it was single video reviews, I'm thinking of doing kind of themed reviews. So 3 mystery thrillers or 3 books that tackle racism, or Maybe like even in order of how I read them. So the first 5 books I'll review in a video, and then the next 5 books I'll review. And I want them to be reviews outside of wrap-ups. That way I can say a little bit more of my thoughts and delve into things a little bit more than I would in my wrap-up videos. I want to continue doing my Booktuber Spotlight series, which is a shout-out video that I was doing about once a week. But I think going forward, I want to do it at least once a month, but every week just isn't really realistic for me. I do have one more that was supposed to go up like last week that I didn't get up, that I will be getting up in the next couple of days. I already had it filmed, I just didn't have a time to edit it and upload it. There's a couple things I want to try. They're not necessarily goals, but I want to try doing monthly stats on my wrap-up videos, more or less for me. So every month I'm analyzing what I'm reading and seeing if I'm like meeting goals and things like that. And I also think they'll be fun because I do enjoy people who put monthly stats in their wrap-up videos. I also want to try doing non-bookish videos. Let me know what you think about this, because I could possibly just do another channel so I could do non-bookish videos. I'm talking about like my favorite TV shows, music I'm into at the moment, things like that, or like non-bookish reading vlogs, maybe. It's just something I'm interested in and want to try and see how it goes. If you guys have any thoughts for or against it, please let me know. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think. And I have one Instagram or Bookstagram goal, and this is to take a photo of every single book I read in the year, because I was doing Bookstagram very actively this summer, and things became a little nuts, and doing both this and YouTube, Bookstagram and YouTube, was a bit much for me, and my heart lies with the Booktube platform, but I still really enjoy Bookstagram, and I want to post somewhat consistently. And so I think posting a photo of every book I read will be consistent enough for me. Not to say I can't post other photos, because I will, but I do want a photo of each book I read to be like the focus of a photo. I think that would be pretty cool to look back on at the end of the year. So those are my 2018 channel and reading goals. What are you guys aiming for this year? And I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.